Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a very fun episode that I cannot wait to get into, so make sure you guys stick around for this one. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, as the majority of you know by now, Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time, and I have always said that of the 20 years I've been watching basketball, I've never seen another NBA player play better basketball, play better than Kobe Bryant live. I never got a chance to see Michael Jordan in his prime. I did see a good amount of him play with the Washington Wizards, so I didn't get a chance to see Jordan. Wasn't old enough. But when we're talking about from the year 2000 to present day, there's been no basketball player that I've seen play basketball that played better than Kobe Bryant. This is just my personal opinion, and I think a lot of people out there, would concur with some of the things that I said. I've heard on numerous occasions a lot of people say that Kobe Bryant was the most complete basketball player that ever lived, and I certainly believe that as well because I've watched the guy closely. I've observed him, and Kobe Bryant is just when you look at this guy's skill set and the way it's just it's just on another level. When you're talking about his offense, his defense, his leadership, the intimidation factor, all of these different, his mental toughness, the Mamba mentality, you factor all of these things into one person and you're like, man, is this the greatest basketball player we've seen since Michael Jordan? Probably. Some people disagree. Some people say it's LeBron. Some people say it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Whatever it is, he's definitely up there. But I've noticed that whenever I say these things, people usually come out and say, "Oh well, you ain't nothing but a Kobe Bryant fan. That's all you is. You ain't nothing but that, right?" So whenever I say it, people try to say, "Man, go sit down, go have a seat, whatever." So yesterday, or today rather, I stumbled upon a portion of Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp's show. I think this guy does a great job with that show, and he was talking to Tracy McGrady. Right. And if y'all don't know who Tracy McGrady is, if you don't know, then I don't know what to tell you. But he was talking to Tracy McGrady and he was talking about skilled players. And he essentially asked Tracy McGrady, who was the most skilled basketball player you have ever seen play basketball? Because the backstory of it is they were talking about Kyrie Irving and they were, Tracy McGrady and Shannon Sharp were in total awe of Kyrie Irving, and I am as well. And they were talking about him, and then the conversation shifted towards Kevin Durant, and then ultimately, that's where Shannon Sharp came in. So I'm just trying to give you guys some context before you listen to it. So before we go too far, take a listen to who Tracy McGrady thinks was the most skilled basketball player ever. Take a listen to him here.
The most skilled player I've ever seen is Kobe.
Okay. More than MJ?
The most skilled NBA, the most skilled basketball player I ever seen is Kobe Bean Bryant.
Talk about Kobe's bag.
Listen, man. So you got MJ, right? And Kobe took who MJ was, but enhanced the skill set. Had a better handle.
Right.
MJ didn't shoot threes like that.
No.
So Kobe took it upon and added the three ball to his game because that's where the game evolved to. But skill wise, the moves, the footwork, he had it all.
Kobe in a one-on-one battle. Do you believe anybody could beat Kobe in a one-on-one battle? Let's just say in their prime, MJ and Kobe, one-on-one. Who you taking?
I think, I'm putting myself in there.
Oh, you okay? I will throw you in there.
I put myself in there. I think if you play 10 games, it'll be 5-5, maybe it'll be 6-4-1, but I don't think it'll be 8-2 or 7-3 or anything like that. I don't know who the toss up.
Okay, we're gonna play a series of 5. You get Kobe 5 times, you get MJ 5 times. Kobe, MJ, what's it gonna be? Is it gonna be 3-2? Is it gonna be 3-0? What is it gonna be?
I could sit here and say it'd be 3-0, 3-2. It's hypothetical. I don't know. That it'll never happen. But all I know is it'll be a damn good show.
Now, here's what I think when it comes to the greatness of Kobe Bryant. I think that there are 3 schools of people out there. I think the first group of people are people who saw Kobe Bryant play in his prime that were honest observers and give Kobe Bryant his proper credit. That's the first group. That's group number one. The second group are people who never saw Kobe Bryant play, especially in his prime, or caught him towards the tail end of his career, and get their information about Kobe from people in the media. That's the second group. And the third group, the final group, are people who saw Kobe Bryant in his prime, who are fully aware of just how spectacular of a basketball player he was, but refuse to give him credit because maybe it would threaten the status of their favorite player, and it would really kind of change the perception of the view in public. I think that's the third group, right? Or maybe some people that just simply didn't like him for his personality because he didn't have this bubbly personality. And I remember Jeff Van Gundy during a playoff game, I think it was against the Houston Rockets, he was just going off on people. He was just basically saying if Kobe was a kiss ass, more people would love him if he had a lovey-dovey type of personality. He would hug you and kiss you and put hickeys on your neck. Oh, I love him. He's so great because he's so friendly. More people will like him. But because he was just a very serious guy, he wasn't necessarily a nice guy. He was just a guy that was committed to his sport and his craft. A lot of people hold that against him because he didn't say a lot of nice things. And there are a group of people out there, especially in media, that hold that against. But anyone that actually saw Kobe Bryant play, especially his prime, they know for an absolute fact that for about an 8 to 10 year stretch, there was no one better than him. For about an 8 to 10 year stretch, we're talking about from probably 2003 all the way up to probably 2010, probably 10, towards the end of 2010, 11, he was probably the best player in the NBA, period. And certainly throughout that period, there was no one. From 2004, 5, 6, there was no one. There was no one that was close to Kobe. From 2004 on, 5, you can forget about it. He was the best player, and this is not even up for discussion, really. If for the people that really know what they were talking, and we're talking about feared basketball player, everybody knew. The only people that don't know are people that don't know. And for Tracy McGrady, who was one of the best one-on-one players in the history of the sport, for him to say that Kobe Bryant was the most skilled basketball player, that should speak volumes. If for those of you who don't know just how amazing of a basketball player Tracy McGrady is, you're doing yourself a major disservice by being uninformed. Tracy McGrady was incredible. There's no basketball player playing basketball today that was more spectacular or more skilled than Tracy McGrady, especially at his position. There's no one. Kevin Durant, all of them. If you think Kevin Durant is skilled, Tracy McGrady was just as skilled as Kevin Durant. You may not believe it, but he actually absolutely was. Yes, there was a guy out there, a 6'8" small forward, and Tracy McGrady, that was all of that in a bag of chips. Yes, he was. For people that don't know, say you don't know. But that dude, before he got injured, was a hell of a basketball player. And for him, being a competitor that he is, and you saw he even threw himself into that conversation, for him to say that, a person that was immensely skilled like he was, it speaks volumes. Tracy McGrady was damn near just as good as Kobe Bryant if we're talking about offense. And he was a hell of a defensive player. I watched Tracy McGrady play Kobe Bryant one-on-one, like pick him up for an entire game, block shots and all of that on Kobe freaking Bryant, right? Tracy McGrady was a hell of a player. But I think that the people that think that, oh, this is just ridiculous, let me go look at the efficiency numbers and tell you how good Kobe Bryant was. I think the people that say this stuff are people that probably started watching basketball from the year around probably the year 2014, 2015. These are usually the people that say this. The people that watch basketball before 2010, they would never say something so stupid like that. But usually it's these people. Because if you follow basketball around 2004, 2005, there's no way in hell you would say half of the stuff that you hear people say out there. That is why I'm always surprised when people say Kyrie Irving is more skilled or the most. I'm like, are y'all, what y'all be on when y'all be saying these? Like, what I think today is we live in, what's the word was, Skip Bayless's term, a prisoner of the moment society. People can watch something for 2 minutes and say, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen since sliced bread. This is the world we live in. They watch something and then they get so hyped and they're like, is he the greatest ever? That's what usually happens with the society today. There's no such thing as longevity. It's what's the hottest thing right now. And I guarantee you can hear a rapper that comes out 1 or 2 years later and be, oh man, I think he might be better than Jay-Z, yo. I think he might be better. Did you hear? That's how people are these days. They just run. I mean, they just get up on their feelings and they run around. Oh, this is the. Listen, Kobe Bryant was way more skilled than Kyrie Irving. Some people are like, did he just say that? Yeah, I think I did. He was way more skilled. Let me say it one more time for maybe people didn't understand. He was way more skilled than Kobe Bryant's post package alone. His post game. If you guys want to learn how to be a great post player, if you want to be a basketball player, Kobe was the only person that I saw went to go train with Kareem. And he was the first one, not Kareem, Hakeem. And all of these other guys followed him. LeBron, Dwight Howard, all of these other guys followed him. Amari Stoudemire, they all followed him. He was the only guy that actually went to go train with him and actually picked up his moves, his footwork. He was the only guy. Many did try to go train with Hakeem Olajuwon. He was the only one that was good enough to pick up his skills. He was the only one. If you go look at Kobe Bryant's post moves alone, it was incredible. Him, Jordan, these guys were incredible. And when we're talking about defense is also a skill. Kobe Bryant made 9 all-first defensive teams. 9. There's been no wing player since Michael Jordan, since the retirement of Michael Jordan, that has made 9 all-first defensive teams. There has been none that has made 9 all-first defensive teams. That includes Tony Allen, Bruce Bowen, Ron Artest, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. No one has made more all-first defensive teams than Kobe Bryant. So when y'all be talking about skills, let's just cut it out. Kobe was on a different level, and I 100% agree with Tracy McGrady. And so he's absolutely right. Thank you guys for listening. There's no need for this. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.